Ground Zero is a brand new map released with patch 14 and all the new early game quests are on it. So here is a guide breaking everything down from player spawns to extractions, while also including general tips for looting and navigating the map. Let's get crazy with it, shall we? So here I am in the central area of the Ground Zero map. It's at this T section between streets, right next to the Terra Group Labs building, the Terra Bank building right there, and the Oasis building. Right up this way is the northern area of the map. You can tell from these massive skyscrapers or big buildings with the red lights on top of them. And then if you look back this way, this is the southern area of the map. So this is a fairly central street. You can use it to navigate the map pretty cleanly. And you can also tell this is the southern area because this building has a little tip at the top here and has the curved glass. Look for that curved glass and you'll know you'll be looking at the southern end of the map. So the first thing we're going to do is just walk up to the northern section here, just get an overview of this section, and then I'll run back to the southern section for that part of the video. Down this ramp, you'll actually see a lot of scavs. This is one of the few entrances into the underground area of this map, because there's an underground area that runs from the northern border there to around this building here. So it doesn't go all the way to the end, but it does run alongside a lot of the map under this main street here. So it's just underneath this. So let's walk up this way, passing the Terra Group's Labs building. Watch out for scavs along this way if you're ever around this area, because the Terra Group's Labs building is very hot in terms of scavs, but it's also very hot in terms of player traffic too. There's some quests in there, a lot of early game quests, and well, one of them, but everyone has to do it. Down this way, we have just the right corner of the map here. You gotta watch out for some player spawns back there. This is one of the ways you can get down into the underground section of the map, and I will go over that as we get to it. And then coming up to the top left here, we have an Emercom checkpoint. Various med spawns around this area. Well, not many. This map isn't loot heavy. We'll be talking about that as this video goes on. And right over there is the Emercom checkpoint extract. So now we're going to go back to where we started this video and we'll look at the southern section of the map. Okay, so here I am back at the central part again here with the Terra Bank, Oasis, the Terra Group's Labs building. Now let's check out the southern end. Just down that way, down that street is actually the police car extract where you can take the black SUV out of the map. Down this way, again, the Terra Bank, you can actually find scavs walking into that bank. So you gotta watch out for scavs that might already be in there for whatever reason, but also scavs will constantly be patrolling both sides of this road. So anywhere in this central part of the map, be ready to see some player scavs, or AI scavs, of course. Down that way is a restaurant, and you get some ration spawns in that building. Right here we have a Kaspersky. It's a cybersecurity building. I feel like that's closely related to the Kaspersky we do have. That is an actual company. In there you can find some decent amount of filing cabinet spawns and computer spawns if you're looking for some decent amount of tech for this map anyway. Now we're at the curved window building right here. You'll find a machine gun up there. You got to be careful. So when you're walking down this way, because there is an extract right here, if you do have that extract, make sure that no one's up here waiting for you in the, or even in the ground floor ready to shoot at you, because you don't want to be rushing against that machine gun. I believe that's actually a grenade launcher machine gun, so that thing will tear you to pieces if you're ever around there. There's also some good computer spawns and filing cabinets. This is basically the investment building. This is where all the money's made here in Tarkov. This is, yeah, definitely where all the studs go to work, for sure. This is where all the studs go to work. Yeah. I actually used to work in the capital markets building before I started doing YouTube. And, of course, we had a company-wide hockey tournament, and the capital markets boys came out on top. And we actually got to go see a Maple Leafs game for free. Box seats. That was the award. Anyways, back to the map guide. So right here we have the, let me see the name of it, I always forget of it, the Nakatani building, I believe it's called, yeah. And then right in there, if you go through these front glass doors, this is where you'll actually find the basement extract, the Nakatani basement extract, just down that hallway. Don't run out this way, because you'll get shot at by snipers. You can tell from these signs here, so be careful about that. And that's basically the above ground portion of the map. So now let's go back to the middle and start doing the underground sides of the map. So once again, back here in the central part of the map, now it's time to go down this way, down the ramp here, and we'll get into the underground areas. Now, when you are going down this ramp, if you are, or even going up this ramp, watch along these sides here, because players will hear you. You are traveling this way, and they'll probably try to snipe you as you're rocking down the ramp, because there's not a lot of cover from the sides. Only this truck to block, you know, forward and backwards down the ramp. So let's go down this way. Now, scavs will again spawn along this ramp. They will also spawn anywhere on either sides of these the street here. So you can see scavs here, you can see scavs down that way. So just watch out for them if you do see scavs. Don't go this way. Down that way is actually mines. If you go any further down this way, you explode. So I wouldn't really walk on that road too much. There's actually is a few areas you can get up here and stuff. This is all safe. There's actually a spawn right there in the tar towers. We'll get into spawns later in this video. And if you do get that tar tower spawn, don't run out straight onto the street. You will explode. Run out this way and either go up here or, you know, come this way where I'm going. Over that way is actually one of the extracts. It's the Mira Street extract. Now you need a green flare to use that. Basically, you pop it, you walk to the edge of it here, pop it into the sky, and then you can run out that way and you can actually extract. If you try to do that without the flare, you'll just get shot at by an off-map sniper and die, so don't do that. Anyways, let's go down into the underground section now. Go ahead and run down this way. Now, when you are underground, there are a lot of player spawns down here, and there's also a lot of scav spawns. So if you do spawn underground, be ready to fight other players at the start of a raid, and as the raid goes on, you'll see scavs spawning in here en masse. Sometimes I've even shot in 6, 7, 8 scavs, like crazy amount of scavs down here. So we're gonna go to the northern end because we took a left. And we're just going to walk all throughout this area. Now, there are some good technical crate spawns. So these are all technical crates. You can get hideout items, nuts, bolts, construction equipment, stuff to do with your, you know, completing your hideout, of course. You have some jackets in there, so you can get some decent key spawns. We're going to continue walking up that way, and that's basically most of the underground. You'll get a lot of technical crates. You'll find things like dead scavs and duffel bags, which are very good containers because they can spawn a lot of various loot. So, again, we're reaching the northern border here as we go on. And then you'll notice right up here is actually that northern tunnel that we saw when we were, you know, going over the northern part of the map. So just up that way, that's the other end of that northern tunnel. So it takes you right down here. So let's go down to the other end now, walk all the way south, and you'll see there's a few upward, well, there's a few staircases that will take us up to some notable locations when you're traveling under here. So it's a good way to actually get across the map. I'm not necessarily sure. I'm not going to say it's the safest part to navigate, because again, you will find players down here. There are scavs down here, so it's not necessarily any safer than being above ground. It's just another way to navigate. So maybe if there is a lot of action above ground, you can come down here to navigate the map a little safer, but that's going to be dependent on what exactly is happening in your raid specifically. So anyways, let's keep going down this way. Keep going down this way. You'll see more little outcroppings. I don't know if that's the word for it, but little areas where you can find some decent loot spawns. Also, just some regular, you know, PMC spawns. That's where you'll find a lot of these little rooms to the sides are most likely PMC spawns. But again, we'll get into the spawn section later. So right here is the Empire Business Center. This is where you can go up this way. I believe it's this door. For some reason, you can't open this one, but it's this one. Nothing else as far as I'm concerned other around down that hallway. But if you go up these stairs here, you'll see that we'll end up right inside the tar bank, which is a pretty useful place to be. There's also some quest, or a quest, in here, so it's a good place to, or the underground is a good way to get here. Now, when you do come up here, I'm just going to say, don't go down that way where this arrow and this writing, don't know what it says, but do not go down that way because there is a room with a explosive mine in it and it will one-shot kill you if you go down that way. So just ignore that way. You're completely safe everywhere else, okay? Let's go back down to the ground here. back down, and you'll see there's a few more ways we can get across the map. So if we go down this hallway, you'll see it just loops back around into the underground. So we'll go and do that. More technical crates here. Yep, one there, one there. Okay, so if we keep going, basically hit the end here, but if you go this way, it'll take you to the fusion, but where this actually takes us to is the Kaspersky security building. So we'll go right up here. This is where you can get some filing cabinet spawns, and you can get some computer spawns to loot for computer components. The best ones being, you know, your graphics cards, your SSDs. Those will sell for a decent amount of rubles. So we'll come out here, and you'll notice we're at the Kaspersky security, and right there's the northern part of the map. There's the capital investment building, you know, where all the shads go to work, and then there's the Nakatani basement just down that way. Just before I end the underground section though, I want to show you one last way to get into it, and you can do that in the sky side building. So we're at the northern area of the map. Again, you can tell because these massive red lights on these buildings here. Terra Group's Labs building is just across the street from us, and we're gonna enter right through the front like so, shoot out that glass. And the way to actually get into the basement here is to run this way right here. So you can see no loot up there. That's actually not a lie. There is no loot up there. It's a dead end. But if you run all the way down this way, you'll see that we get right into this area. You can open this door right here. And suddenly, if you go through this section, we have a dead scav right there. Make sure to loot those. They are some of the greatest loot containers in this game. I actually say that unironically, I'm not joking. And you'll notice we're right back here in the underground place, and that's the sky side door there. And then right back there again is the northern part of the map, and that's right there is the ramp where you can go up to the ramp that we saw previously. Now, the first of 5 extracts that can be found on Ground Zero is the Mira Ave Extract. Now, this one requires a green flare. It can be bought from Jaeger level 1. It's not expensive, so it can be a good idea if you want to open yourself up to another extract, because I believe every time you go to the map, you always have this extract. So long that you have a green flare to use it. It can be found right outside of the corner mine spawn, which is just right there. There's the Tar Towers, there's the Sky Side Hotel, and there's the lobby there. And there is the ramp to go up or down into the underground section. So we're in the midwestern part of the map, and what you want to do is take out that green flare. You can walk past this first sniper sign right here, and then you'll see we'll get a pop up here in a second. It says signal flare area. Once you've hit this area and you've seen that pop up, shoot your flare into the sky like so. Once you've done that, all you gotta do then is just run forward, and you'll notice we're not getting shot at by an off-map sniper anymore. You just keep running, and eventually, right here, you'll hit the extraction. So that's how you do that one safely. Now, the next extraction we're going to be talking about is the Emercom extraction. It can be found in the top left corner of the map, right in front of Unity Credit Bank. Just over there is the Terra Group Labs building, and we're just on the other side of the Sky Side Hotel, which is right there. All you have to do for this extract is to run up the stairs here where this dead body is, and this is the extract, and you'll start extracting. The next extraction we're going to be talking about is the Scav co-op extraction, or the Scav checkpoint extract, and it can be found right on the other end of the Terra Group Labs building. Right over there is the Sky Side Hotel, and just over there is the Emercom checkpoint extraction. All you have to do is with another Scav. So for the Scav co-op extracts, you have to be a PMC and a Scav. At least 2 players from the opposite sides have to be together here, and then all you have to do is run up to this wall together, and then you should be extracting. When you do take this extraction, both the PMCs and the Scavs will get a small gift from Fence afterwards, and it could be some very valuable items, including some labs colored key cards, which can be worth millions of rubles. So look out for that when you do take this extract. So the next extract we have is the police car extract. That's what I call it, at least, and it can be found in between the Terra Group Labs building and the Empire or the Terra Bank building. All you have to do is walk up to this black SUV right here and pay the driver 5,000 rubles. The price of this extract goes down as your Scav rep gets higher, so if it's cheaper, that's why it's cheaper. And it's a pretty good extract to keep open, you know, carry some cash with you in case you have some valuable loot and you need to get out in a pinch. You can always take that. It should be there so long as another player hadn't already taken it. Now, the final extract on Ground Zero is the Nakatani Basement Extract. And you can find this extract in the southeastern corner of the map. Right there is the Nakatani building. And just over there is the Capital Investment Building, or Stud City, I like to call it. And all you have to do is run into this glowing room here with the barbed wire. You run right inside, just like so. And you look for the open door down this hallway. Once you get there, there it is. All you have to do is walk down these stairs, and eventually you'll hit the area where you start extracting, and you are out of here. Keep going down, there it is, and now you're extracting from the raid. Okay, it is finally time to talk about all of the PMC spawns and what to do and what to look out for after you do spawn in. So if you get this spawn right here, it's in the crate room with this trailer crate right here. It's actually a relatively safe spawn. The only place you really have to worry about, as this is the end of the map right here, is the spawn that's going to be in this cage section just down this way. So the closest spawn to you is right here. Right here in this caged area, I like to call it at least. This is another player spawn. So if you spawn back there, be ready for this player to walk out and probably fight you. I had that happen multiple times when I was on this map. This underground spawn, I like to call the caged room spawn, but you know you'll get it if you see this A poster and that green light behind you. When you do exit out of this spawn, there's two places you should worry about. The first one is from the first spawn point we talked about, which is that spawn room right back there with the trailer crates, basically that crate room. But the next spot you'll have to watch out for is right where this fire barrel is. Under this ramp is another spawn. So let me get a better view of it. Right there where that fire barrel is, you spawn right beside it. So when you're walking out of these doors, watch for this player and watch for the player that spawns down there. Next up, we have the fire barrel spawn that's right under the ramp to go down to the underground section. Now, when you do spawn here, the spawns you want to worry about are just down this way. To the right, you'll have the caged room spawn that we talked about earlier, as well as the first spawn at the beginning of the spawn section of this video. So there's the two spawns on the right, but then you also have a spawn right here. So behind that electrical box, right where these brown fences are, you spawn all along this back wall here. So right where this truck is, you'll notice right here is where another player spawn is. So you gotta watch out for that one when you get fire barrel spawn. The second last underground spawn we have is the white fence, the white truck, and orange truck spawn. I don't know what to call it, but this is where you'll spawn. Look for these things and you'll know you spawn here. But when you do spawn here, here's what you gotta look out for. There's actually a spawn along that back wall here, right where that Hummer is. You can kind of see it up there. All along that back wall, there's a spawn. So you gotta watch out for a player who could be pretty close to you right at the start of the game. And of course, you have to watch out for the spawns back this way. There's the cage room spawn we talked about earlier. And then just around this corner, we have the fire barrel spawn. So watch your quick right and left when spawning by the white truck here. And the last underground spawn on this map is the Hummer spawn at the northern area of the map. Right up there is the ramp to go up. And when you do spawn here, it's actually a pretty good spawn, because the only spawns you have to worry about are in front of you, as no one will really come down here. Now, there are spawns, you know, in the northern areas of the map, but they're farther away. So really, all you have to worry about are these spawns by the white truck fence spawn, which is the one we just talked about, which is right here with the white truck, the orange truck as well. And then over there you have the fire barrel and cage room. So pretty safe spawn. I like it when I get this one. And I've had a few good fights here. The first above ground spawn we'll be talking about is the fire car spawn right next to the Terra Group Labs building in the northern end of the map. Now there's two main spots you want to watch out for when you spawn here. And the first one is the Emercom checkpoint. So someone will spawn across from you just down this way somewhere. So watch out for, you know, any players who might be pushing you right at the start of a raid. And the second spot you'll want to look out for is in this parking garage. Believe it or not, someone can actually spawn on the other side of this wall from you. Right here where the letter B is mainly where the spawn is. So someone can spawn right here or all along the front of this Terra Group Labs building. So they can run through this window and push you, or if they spawn right here, they can just run right out and push you. It's kind of crazy. It's a very hectic spawn. So if you do get it, that is exactly what you have to look out for. The next spawn we're going to be talking about is the Emercom spawn. You can tell because you're basically at the Emercom checkpoint. The extract is just over there. And the main places you want to look out for is the fire car spawn. So someone will spawn all the way over there where the Scav co-op extract is. You also have to watch out for people spawning in front or in the parking lot of the Terror Group Slabs building, which is this there. I know it's a little foggy, so I apologize for that. And there is another spawn on the other side of the sky side of the building, so all the way on the other side of it. You won't really get pushed by this player because it's quite a bit away, but just keep that in mind that someone will be on the other side of this building. Next up, we have the parking lot spawn in the Terror Group Slabs building. Usually you'll spawn by the B right here. Obviously you'll know you're here because you're in a parking lot. And the spots you have to watch out for are the Emercom spawns or the fire car spawns. If anyone spawned on the other side of this wall, pretty brutal when that happens. And I will also say that if you get the Emercom spawn, sometimes you'll also spawn outside the front of Emercom, so under these pillars you might spawn. And when you do spawn here, no one's gonna get the parking lot spawn. It's kind of like the same, at least my theory is it's like part of the same group, so if you get here you might get there. But when you do get either one of those spawns, just watch out for those spaces. So watch out for this back spawn, watch out for Emercom back there. If you do get the outside spawn along here instead of the parking lot spawn, one more spot you do have to watch out for is in the tar bank. So in the Empire building, which is just right there, again, hard to see because of the fog, someone can spawn right inside there. So take a look that way as well if you do spawn here. The next spawn we have here is the blue elevator spawn, because the light's kind of bluish, in the Terror Bank Empire building. So when you do spawn here, the two main places you have to look out for are anyone who spawns at the Terror Group Labs building, which is just out right here. My character would not go crazy for a second. So you gotta watch out for any of these lab spawns, because there could be multiple places people can spawn in front of the Terror Group Labs building or in the parking lot. And then the other place you have to worry about, if I just run this way, is actually in the second floor of the olive right here, because there's a spawn right up there. Not on the first floor, second floor players will actually spawn. Of course, they can just run down to the first floor right after spawn, so just watch this olive building when you spawn, okay? Just be careful about it. You might get shot from there. One of the safer spawns you can get is in the second floor of the olive building in the restaurant here. I like this spawn a lot because all you have to do is worry about what's in front of you, and you have a lot of cover to deal with that. So, coming up to the front glass here, the spawn you have to worry about primarily is the elevator spawn in the tar bank. So just across the street, someone will spawn right here in this back section by the elevator. So you gotta watch out for that. And then of course, you have the people who are spawning at the labs building, which you could probably get a few shots off on them from here. And much further away, though, you have also some spawns in the Capitol building down that way that you have to deal with. But again, you have a lot of cover here. It's a pretty safe spawn, one I like to get. Next up, we have the Tar Towers mine spawn. And with this spawn, there are more than just players to worry about here. And that's because right in front of you is a minefield. So you might spawn right on the outside of this Tar Towers building, or you'll spawn right here inside of it. Now, when you do get the spawn, recognize the blue fence there. Look for these wooden signs, these red triangle signs. They are all pointing to you towards a minefield, which is just on this street right here. So when you do get the spawn, run out and to the right. Run out this way. Do not just run forward. You will explode. Now, as far as players, you do have to watch out for two places. Now, you have to watch out for the fire barrel spawn, which is just down this way. So if I walk this way, you'll notice we hit the highway ramp, and the fire barrel is right under the ramp here. So watch out for this spawn, but also watch out for the Sky Side Hotel spawn, because there is also a spawn right there in the lobby, and they can, walk out through this gate and try to push you that way. So watch out for those places, watch out for the mines, and you should be okay. The next spawn I'm going to be talking about is the Sky Side Hotel spawn in this yellow looking lobby. Now, when you do spawn here, there are two main places you want to look out for. The first one being on your left, it's the mine spawn at the corner building, the Tar Towers. So watch out in this direction. Players might spawn inside this building or just outside of it. And then the other place you have to look at is on the other side of these walls here. You'll have the Emercom checkpoint, and players can also spawn there. So for whatever reason, these players might decide to push you, or you can go and push them if you like. Just watch out for those two places when you spawn here. Now, the final spawn we're going to be talking about is what I like to call Stud City, okay? It's the capital inside building. You can spawn up there by the back left escalators, or you can spawn anywhere in this lobby here, anywhere in the bottom floor, or when you do get the capital, the Stud City spawn, you might also spawn right next to the building here in the parking lot. And when you do get the Stud City spawn, I caution you to, so I don't know if there's a spawn back here. I tried 1,000 times to spawn back here in offline raids. I could never do it, but I have a feeling, my gut is telling me there's a spawn back here somewhere. So I would just, proceed with caution, take a look out here, see if there's another spawn in there. If anyone in the comments knows of a spawn back here or has spawn back there, just let me know, because my gut is telling me there's a spawn back there, but for the life of me, I could not get it. So take a look out there, just in case, if you do spawn in Stud City. And then the only other spawn you gotta worry about is the one in Terra Banks. You have that elevator spawn you gotta worry about, and then you got the second floor fusion spawn. So there'll be, all players in your left direction for sure, and possibly someone back there where the Nakatani extract is. Now, as far as loot goes, this map doesn't have a whole lot of loot on it. It is basically a starter map for new players to get in, do the first few early quests, get used to the mechanics of the game, start to fight PMCs and Scavs a little bit. But I will highlight some of the few spots I think are pretty decent in terms of loot. So right here, we're outside of the Terra Group Labs building. Just right here, you'll notice we have a dead USEC, and that's actually one of the great advantages of this place, because dead bodies are loot containers in this game, and they can hold some of the most expensive and valuable items in the game. You can get some of the best armors, armor plates, weapons, good ammo, a whole array of fun stuff on dead bodies. So if I actually look at this one here, I pre-searched it. We have an alpha rig, which is a very nice rig. It holds a lot of space, way better than my early game rig that I have on right now. And you'll see as we get into this building that this is basically going to be why this area is so good. Look, we have a body right here. Again, more loot right there. Walk inside here, and this place will be littered with them. There's actually a body right there. There is, I believe, a whole bunch of them. Yeah, there's one right there. There's even more upstairs. Now, there may be some down that hallway. Up here, you'll see even more action. Up here, you'll have another dead USEC right there. And then we're going to get into some computer rooms. So right here, we have room 3 and 4. You actually have to do a quest in room 4. But we're not even going to get that key that we need for that quest. I already have a guide on that quest if you want to see it. We can actually get into that room by walking up here, shooting out this window. Actually, there's no window, lol. Wait, is there? No, there isn't. And you can see we can actually get in. There is glass here, though. Oh, and I fell. Don't do that. Don't do what I just did. I'm going to have to heal now. Well, that was a bit of a fail as we fell out the window, but there actually is some more loot down here that I will point out. So it's a good thing I kind of did that. Healed up the legs a little bit. Almost broke my legs right off. You'll see actually here, there's more bodies out here. I think there's one, yeah, just over there. Body right there. As we come into the parking garage, there actually is a spawn right there where the bee is. So if you're here near to the start of a raid, watch out for a player who could be around here. You'll see there's actually a body right here, body there, another body right there. A lot of good loot here, and then we run down this hallway, and this is the hallway I was talking about before. Now let's go back up to this computer room. So I'm just going to show you a few more loot spots up there. So here we are again at rooms 3 and 4 after failing miserably and breaking my legs. Now under these desks, you have some computer spawns. You want to look for the black cases. Sometimes they'll be there and sometimes they won't be. You have a filing cabinet spawn back there, and then you have some ration spawns that can sometimes end up on this table or around the table in that kitchen area. So let's go up on this couch here to go to the next room so I can show you that one a little better. You have to crouch to get in here. You can't just walk under there. You'll bonk your head in the metal. So do a little crouch to get in. Once we're in here, you want to be looking for computers. Under these desks is one there. There's one there. Sometimes there'll be duffel bags under the desk too, so look out for those. A whole bunch of filing cabinets back there for you to loot. And again, more computers there. And there and all that stuff. So these computers move around again, so sometimes it might be there, sometimes it might be there, sometimes it might be over there. So just take a look at all the desks to see where they spawn. And that's about it for the labs building. So the next looting spot I want to point out is the Tar Bank building, or the Empire building right across from Oasis, which is there, and the Terror Group Labs building. So let's enter right on in here, and if you are entering this building, be careful of scavs that could be in here, and also players. There's actually even a spawn in this building, so even if you come here early, someone might already be in here. So let's go through this hole in the wall here. Again, I'm going to point out that this room right there is a trapped door. You actually can come all the way out to here if you want to, but don't go in that room. If you go in that room, you're gonna explode. Okay, I've warned you, now you know. Anyways, let's go upstairs. This is where the loot is going to be. You're gonna find some computers in here, technical spawn crates, I believe, and some other knickknacks sorted amongst these tables. You have to jump across these. There's no way around them. Just try to take as minimal damage as possible. That also means that if anyone's up here, they'll probably hear you come up here, so just keep that in mind when you are pushing this building. So you have some filing cabinets back there already. See more filing cabinets right there. You have some technical crates. This is technical crates, more technical crates right here. So again, hideout items are going to be in there, things like nuts and bolts and all of those hideout supplies that you may need. Coming in this way, we have that machine gun looking right out here to the Terror Group Labs parking lot. So you also got to watch out this to this spot. You got to watch for this machine gun if you're going to loot that building, because someone might just be sitting up here waiting for you. So not all of these are actually crates you can interact with. See, this one you can't actually open, but you'll find computers here. Works like the Terror Group's Labs building, where these computers will move locations. Sometimes they'll be there, might be there sometimes. You know, there's two under these desks right here. A lot of good computer spawns and technical item spawns and filing cabinets. Oh, a little misfire there. That's the mouse that hits the keyboard. Shout out to you if you also do that, dude. I have a whole space of stuff here to move my mouse. I have a massive mouse pad, and I still smash my mouse on the keyboard sometimes. Anyways, that's about it for this building. So it's a good loot spot, pretty contested. It's also a quest location, so be ready to fight possibly if you come up here, but also a decent amount of loot if you're looking for a decent spot to hit up as you're looting Ground Zero. Now, the last place I want to point out that is a pretty decent loot spot here on this map is the Capitol inside buildings, where all the absolute studs and jocks go to work. Okay, now there is a lot of snow around here. You can see here the grounds are very snowy, but a lot of the snow is a different type of snow because it's blowing out of this building, if you know what I mean. Okay, anyways, we're gonna walk right in here through the front, right through that. Just blow a hole right through the window, that doesn't matter. And we're gonna go upstairs through this way, and this is where we'll find most of this loot. So let's go right up here, taking a right to the 3rd floor. And this is where you'll find that grenade launcher for that quest, but also a lot of loot spawns, a lot of computer spawns, and also you get some decent amount of filing cabinets. So we have a lot of computers in this room here, so look under all these desks for computers throughout. Filing cabinet over there. Then we're gonna come into this room. This is where you'll find that grenade launcher, and which is just right there. So again, watch out for this. You do not want to get killed by this thing going to the Nakatani extract over there. I know, so just give this window, maybe even some of the windows, a quick peek before you're just walking down the middle of the road clueless. But you'll find a lot of computers in here. Sometimes you find like 6 computers in here. I've counted before. You also have the toolbox there. You have some filing cabinet spawns. So with the other room combined, you can find almost like 10 computers up here. Very good area to loot if you're looking for something like a graphics card or any of the other expensive computer components. Now, outside of these computer rooms, you'll find these little food areas, which you can find some ration spawns at. And you'll actually find another food area downstairs. So if we are down these stairs right here, back down to the 1st floor, I believe there's actually another kitchen section just behind here. Yes, so if we run right here, right into this open door by the tree, you'll notice that the kitchen area is just right over there. So you can also pop back in here, check for some food items if you're running low on food, and the raid, you still have a lot of raid to go. So that is the Capital Investment Building. Well, folks, that just about covers everything you need to know about Ground Zero. If you need any more help with Escape from Tarkov, I have plenty of other guides on my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.